Hello. Okay, so I wanted to do a follow-up video to my pilonidal cyst removal because it has been 5 months since my surgery, and I kind of just want to give you an update. The biggest question I have for everyone is like, how long was my recovery time? And I can say that it was a long time. Like, I don't even want to say that. I don't want to say how bad it was, but like, it took forever for that thing to heal. Like, once the stitches came out, I felt somewhat normal again. So it took about 2 weeks to remove the stitches, which totally hurt horribly. But I could finally sit down again. It took probably 2 months for it to stop hurting. Like, for real. The pain took like 2 months to go away, and it was awful. Um, I mean, it was like a 4 to 6 on a 1 to 10 scale. Like, it was painful, but it wasn't like I couldn't function. Like, there were times if I sat wrong, I'd get a shooting pain. But other than that, it was just kind of like irritating for probably about 8 weeks. Um, the other thing was, I said in my video that they left a big hole open and I had to like pack it and stuff like that. That didn't close for about 8 to 10 weeks. It was an open hole. Like, I was convinced I was developing a pilonidal sinus, like a sinus cavity, because that can happen after the surgery. You can develop a sinus and the hole stays open permanently. Um, I thought that was happening because it was so long for that hole to close at the top. Like, it took forever. And there was a time when like I hit my tailbone and then like 2 days later all this tissue came out of it, out of the little hole. But they believe it was just the fatty tissue that's in there, and I knocked it loose when I hit my tailbone, which was also terrible. Um, but here I am 5 weeks later. It's healed and it doesn't hurt on a day-to-day basis. The scarring's not too bad. My butt crack just got a little bit longer, to be honest, because my butt, it was at the very top, and now I guess I have a longer butt now. I don't know. But the scarring's not too bad, and the scarring doesn't hurt. I can say though that having a desk job is a little difficult, and I have to use my memory foam pillow. So I have this memory foam orthopedic pillow that my dad bought me off of Amazon, and it's like the shape of a U or something. And I sit on that most of the time to take the pressure off my tailbone, because they did remove a lot of that tissue, and I feel like my tailbone is more exposed and raw now than it was before. Like, it's super sensitive to anything. Anytime I bump it, anytime I hit it, anytime I sit down on something too hard, wrong, I can feel it. It hurts sometimes. Like, it just is like shocking jolt move. Um, but yeah, it definitely took 2 to 3 months for it to start feeling normal, and a full 5 months to say, okay, now I'm healed enough that I can make this video. That was a really long process. So far, I haven't had any issues with a reoccurring cyst. It hasn't come back. That doesn't mean it never will. I know a lot of people have them come back. I get very, very anxious about it sometimes. Like, sometimes when I'm in the shower, I'll just start like feeling around my incision to see if there's like an extra lump or something, even though there's not, and I don't have the pain that I was having. I just get really anxious about it because it was a very difficult thing to deal with and heal from. Um, so I know that there's a lot of different surgery options. Like I said, I had general anesthesia and they did not close mine all the way. I did have to pack it for a couple weeks. 10 days. I think it was about 8 to 10 days that I packed it. So a little over a week. Um, I did not get an infection. I was very, very good at keeping it sanitary and clean, and the hygiene part was a big deal to me. Um, Obviously keeping everything dry and neat and clean, and making sure my hands and nails were washed, and all of this stuff that I was using to pack it was kept sterile in a clean environment. Like, that was a really, really, really big deal. So I know a lot of you commenting on these videos are talking about your children having this surgery done. Just make sure you're following up with them on their hygiene and making sure they're not reintroducing any kind of infection into the area, because with it being on your tailbone, there is some high risk of introducing bacteria into the area, and that's scary to me. Um, as for packing it, I did that myself. Like I thought I was gonna need help, but no one wanted to help me. Like the only person that said they would was my ex-husband. He was like, I mean, if you need me to, but I was like, probably not. So I didn't have anyone that was willing to help me pack it. I could have had a home health nurse come in and do it, but when I came home and it was time to change it, I just did it myself and was like, it was so much easier to do myself with a mirror. Like, and it didn't hurt. Like packing it didn't hurt at all, just so you guys know. Like that's the number one thing I was worried about was like, is it going to hurt to pack it? And it did not, I promise. Like you really feel nothing. But yeah, it definitely took a good 5 months for me to say, hey, I'm ready to tell you guys I'm all better now. I'm sorry. Like I wish I could give you better news, but that's a brutal surgery, and my heart goes out to every single one of you that has to have it. And I know there's a lot of you. I mean, that video blew up with people going, oh my gosh, thank you for talking about it. Because when I was having the surgery, I was looking out for information too. Like, oh, what do I expect? Am I going to be able to work? What's going to happen? I wasn't able to work, you guys. And if you watch my channel, you know I actually had a second surgery on my abdomen 4 weeks after I had that first surgery done. Totally a terrible idea. It was awful. I should never have had that second surgery back to back. Like, oh my gosh, I wasn't able to work for 5 months. Like there was so much going on physically in my body and with the pain meds, and I got an infection on that surgery. I did my JP drain backed up and I got an infection on my left side, and man, the past 5 months of my life have been hard. But you know, I'm all better. I healed and everything's all right, and I don't want to have another surgery as long as I live, but if I have to, I sure hope it's not on my tailbone. Again, like I can't, you got to be prepared. You have to know, like, this is a very difficult surgery to heal from. Don't expect to go back to your normal life immediately. Like, give it a month for sure. Like, minimum 2 weeks, a month if you can. Like, I was just lucky. I had my boyfriend at the time helping me out, and my dad and my kids, and, you know, I'm just grateful that I had the help that I had, because there was just no way I could have been single mom going to work every day going through that pain. So take your pain meds. Don't forget to take your pain meds. Don't fall asleep without planning on when you're going to wake up and take your pain meds. Don't be scared of pain meds. I was really scared of taking pain medication, and honestly, like, I don't know how I would have gotten through that without them. I ended up having to get a couple more because the pain lasted forever. Other than that, yeah, I'm back. I'm all better. Thank you guys for following along and always asking questions. And feel free to, like, share your experiences below for everyone who's watching. Like, you know, tell everyone how long it took you to heal, what you thought of the pain, because maybe I'm just a big baby. Maybe the pain wasn't so bad. And yeah, good luck if you're having the surgery. Like, I know it's going to be hard, but, like, also so worth it, because you can't live with that. The cyst hurt more than the recovery. So may the force be with you.